So if you notice behind me, I'm at a different location than what I normally do. Now you might be wondering, where exactly am I? Well, this weekend I'm at the Hilton Post Oak in Houston, Texas to compete at Texas Showdown. I'm really excited, so man, let's kick this weekend off underway.
You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up.
Alright, just made a quick pit stop at my room because I have to drop some stuff off. Right now, it's just day one. The plan is just to kind of try to find something to do because like right now, I have nothing to do. I'm gonna head back downstairs to see what's going on and kind of walk around and kind of talk to some of the homies and maybe run into some top players and hopefully talk to them as well. Alrighty, just gonna push this guy right here. So, fun fact, I'm really terrified of elevators because I have this fear that I'm gonna get stuck in one. Oh, it's my void brother, and what's good, yo? That boy Nigel. Oh, what's good? I thought you said you weren't coming. That boy Boogie, look at that boy Jamal, fresh off a top 48. Let's go! We in this joint. That's all I have. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, people are texting me, hey, I see Jamal on camera. I see you doing that bullshit shit.
Doing the bullshit.
I'm still waiting.
For the boy jersey.
Are you gonna join us or what?
I said I'll be a temporary member, you know?
Stop the cap.
Temporary member.
Ain't no cap.
No tip. Ain't no tip. Okay.
You with us or you against us?
Okay. I did say I would join though. I did say. You know? Yeah, go ahead, give me the hat. Give me the hat. Go ahead, give me the hat. So I was walking around and I happened to run into Brian F, the quintessential when it comes to FGC content creation. And so I have a couple of questions that I want to ask you, Brian. Okay. So I'm amazed about the work that you put in terms of content. How are you able to come up with like unique ideas? Like one of the videos that I really enjoyed was the Street Fighters that gave us spacing, and how you were able to explain that in a way that kind of made sense to like people that might not like, you know, play fighting games consistently. And it was a really wonderful video. So I'm really wondering how you're able to do that consistently to come up with topics like that.
I mean, there's actually like so much we take for granted. I feel like as a fighting game player that you know that most people don't know. So I both try to, like, if I'm learning something new, try to structure it in a way that's going to be digestible for like a video format to like bring people along with that journey. So like learning a new character, like when I was learning Oro and everything, or like learning a new technique, breaking it down, like focusing on one bite-sized thing that I'm learning at a time. Okay. So I feel like that's a really good way to break it down. Like, here's what I'm learning, here's me learning it, here's me trying to apply it, here's me succeeding at the end, right? Okay. There's a journey.
Right, yeah.
Start to finish. So that's one thing that I feel like is really easy to bring people along with for YouTube content. But like you mentioned, like the spacing, there's so many concepts that are just so like internalized in fighting game players' heads that you take it for granted. Like you just kind of like, you almost don't even think about it anymore. And those things are still new to most people, or people aren't as familiar with it. So I just feel like I think of the things that we take for granted and just talk about it, basically. So just try to make it digestible, try to break it down. And I think of stuff that people who aren't familiar with fighting games, what they might find interesting, or what I would try to convey to them to make them appreciate what they're seeing on the screen more.
Okay, gotcha. So whenever you doing these videos, I know you do them live, but are you working from some type of outline, or is it just kind of like?
Usually an outline. So like I'll try to. I have like a list of video ideas on my phone basically, and I'll try to like. If I'm feeling inspired, I'll go for it, kind of. So sometimes I'll plan ahead and like write like an outline or a script or whatever. Sometimes it's just literally like a title. You know, like an idea, and I'll just go with it. So mostly a loose outline, and then I just go with it. But like depends on the type of video. Like if it's a story one, like I'm recapping something, and it has like pictures and stuff, that's going to be more structured. But like spacing, that's kind of like off the top. You know, just roll with it.
Okay, so last thing I want to ask you, you seem to find this perfect balance between being a competitor and also creating content. How are you able to do that? I mean, it still plays consistently well as you do.
Well, it's not easy, but like I mentioned before, like if I'm trying to work on something, I also try to structure it as a video.
Yeah.
So like me practicing or doing a tournament or learning something, it becomes content as well.
Okay.
So I feel like just doing that kind of structuring of my practice on screen can then become relatable content or something people want to watch. So whenever I practice something specifically, I try to structure it that way so that it becomes good content. So I'm kind of double dipping right there. Like my practice is also content.
Right.
And then, I just dedicate some time if I'm going to do something else, like if I'm going to do like a specific story recap or discussion of something, that's not too much time off my practicing, so kind of just make sure to dedicate some time for that. And I don't think you need to grind 24/7.
Okay.
Like, I think there's time to think of things and discuss them, so I don't find it too time-consuming to do that. So it's not the easiest thing to do, but I definitely think it's feasible, especially if you structure how you practice to make it content for people who watch on YouTube.
Okay, that's some very interesting insight. Appreciate you taking the time out to talk to me. All right, thank you. Okay, so it's been a very eventful day one. Just finished playing casuals. I'm about to go ahead and call it in for the night. It's 4 o'clock. I need to get some sleep because my poll is tomorrow. Starts at 12, but I like to get up a little bit earlier to kind of play and warm up. So yeah, I'm gonna do that and kind of check in with you guys tomorrow. Alrighty guys, it's day 2. We're already started off with some very good news. So earlier today I had my pools, and guess what? Your boy qualified on winner's side. And so I had 3 matches that I kind of want to recap for you guys. So I'm going to find a place to sit down and do that exactly for you guys. Alrighty, definitely much better. So for my first match, I ended up playing against a Gil player. I ended up taking it 2-0. Now this matchup is a little bit more interesting because Gil has received some significant buffs to his V-Skill 1, which is what was the V-Skill that he did play, that makes his zoning a little bit more effective, which can kind of be a little bit tricky for Ibuki to deal with when she doesn't have meter. But despite the buffs, I feel like they didn't really come into play in this set. I felt like I was able to get in at any time because his anti-air seemed a little bit weak. Now, the biggest thing that I think that really kind of almost screwed me up in this set was the drops. I mean, I had a big significant drop in the first game that almost really kind of cost me it in the closing round. I ended up doing my kunai release into dash, and I didn't get the proper input. I wasn't able to finish the combo to kill him. He was able to mount a little bit of comeback, and he almost killed me by doing an overhead with Gil, but I was able to mash him out with the crouch and light kick to stop that from happening, so I was able to take that game. Now, in the second game, I had another significant drop that did cost me a round, but it didn't cost me a game. But this one was a little bit more difficult because I don't know why this drop kind of happened. So the situation is kind of as following. I ended up frame trapping him because he like mashed him wake up, and then I was going into a V-trigger combo convert to kill, and he was getting pushed closer to the corner. So I did my kunai release into like jump fierce, and I was going for super, and for some reason, I guess since it was close to the corner, the super didn't connect, and he ended up falling out and ended up coming back and kind of killing me with the super. But fortunately, I was able to mount a comeback in the next round and kind of seal the deal to finish the set. So for the second match, I ended up playing against probably one of the best Kens in America, and I ended up taking it 2-1. He ended up taking the first game, and really, I just wasn't really able to mount anything in the first round. And then in the second round, I was able to kind of do some of the things I wanted to do. But I think killed me in that round was the momentum seizing DPs at certain moments, which, by the way, I was okay with because I anticipated that they were coming, but I didn't want to use that information yet. And I wanted to wait, for more opportune times to capitalize, which I ended up doing in the later rounds. The second game, this is where kind of the information came from with the momentum season DPs, but I kind of used those moments, and I was kind of able to close out rounds or able to get momentum from situations like that because I had remembered previously from that in the first game. Now, in the third game, this is where something really interesting happened in the first round. So I was up. I got back thrown in the corner, and I had V-trigger. There was some space between us, and I ended up popping V-trigger wrong. Now, I got punished for it because he did heavy Tatsu, but when he did heavy Tatsu, he did EXDP, And whenever he did EXTP, the invincibility ran out, and the Shuriken came back and punished that. When that happened, it kind of threw him off. So he was trying to overhead me to close out the game, but he mistimed the overhead, and I was eventually able to still back that round by mashing a back throw and taking that round. When that happened, I immediately knew that at that point I felt like I was going to win, because in tense situations, normally I tend to tense up, but I was thinking, oh, if in that situation I would normally tense up, like after something really crazy happens, then I can use that to my advantage by kind of forcing more issues. I was able to do that and close out the game whenever he did a wake-up DP and I killed him. Now to my third and final match to qualify in the top 48 for winner's side. In this match, I was already qualified for top 48 because 3 people get out, and once you make winner's finals of your pool, you automatically qualify. But you have to play it out to see whether you're going to be on winners or loser. For this, I ended up playing a Blanca player 2-0. There was really no matchup kind of to really be played. I was just able to stop some of the Blanca stuff and then kind of just force my Ibuki stuff right there and just really take it and qualify on the winner's side. So I don't have anything to do right now because I don't play again till 6 p.m. So I'm kind of going to just hang around, maybe check on the boys, see how they're doing, and just kind of chill until that time being. So I was kind of walking around, and I kind of wanted to show you guys this. This right here is literally the chronological history of Texas Showdown. So it goes all the way from 2019, which was really the last event that we did have. Let me see where it goes out here. This is one side of the wall, and if you go over here, it's 2010. 29, 2018, 2008, 2007, 2006. Oh, Planet Zero. That brings back so many memories. 2005, 2004, 2003, 2002, and 2001, which is one far back as it goes. And so you can see all the names on here for the different tournaments for Third Strike, CBS 2, BC 2, NBC 2, Street Fighter Third Strike, all that. Man, this is where I want my name to be on here. So 2022, if I make top 8, your boy is definitely going to be etched in the history books. So I'm definitely gunning for that. Oh my goodness, it's Mr. Bad Gear.
What's up?
What's up? I'm a big fan of your content. How you doing?
Good.
Good.
Made out of pools.
You made it out of pools winter side? Oh my goodness. Guys, Bad Gear made it out of pools winter side. Let's go.
Yes.
We did it.
We did it.
Winter side pools, baby. Let's go. All right, guys. I got some more exciting news. I qualified for top 16 in winner's side. The match went as following. I ended up playing against one of my really good homies, my boy brethren, Jamal. He's a Zeku player, so Zeku versus Ibuki. Now that's a matchup that I feel is kind of like 50-50 or whatnot, but nevertheless, he came with the heat. First game, I ended up playing V-Skill 2. I was playing V-Skill 2 because I just really felt this deep urge to play V-Skill 2. I don't know why. So I wanted to satisfy that urge. With me not having like anything in neutral, he was able to kind of like take advantage of that, and he had some good plays in neutral, making use of stand roundhouse and counter hitting me and pushing me in the corner. And forced me in some pretty tough situations, so I was able to take that. After that game, I ended up switching back to V-Skill 1 so I can get back to comfortability.
Hell yeah. That's what's up, man. Hey, shout out to this guy, alright? For sure. Keep watching, guys.
But anyways, after that switch to V-Skill 1, I was able to take the game, but man, it's still kind of a bit of a struggle. Final game, this is where absolute madness. He had me down, and he was going to kill me to take one of the rounds. But he ended up dropping his super, and I killed him for that, so I took that round. Now, if someone messes up, I tend to take an advantage of that, and so because of that, I went more ham that next round, because I knew, like, oh, that's going to affect him. Losing that way, it's not going to affect me. I won, whatever. I can just go ahead and run the game plan, and I know he's going to get mauled, and that's essentially what happened. It's been a long day. I'm kind of tired. We got one more match, possibly 2, but man, it feels so good to finally be in this position. Guys, I have exciting news. Your boy officially made top 8. not only did I make top 8, I made top 8 in the winner's side. So let's go recap our match to see how we actually got here. Let's go! Okay. I just have to find a place to kind of sit and rest because, man, I am tired physically and mentally. But anyways, on to this recap. For my top 8 qualifying match, I had to play against Dr. Advocate. This match was on stream, and really, it's kind of hard for me to recap everything off the top of my head because it was a stream match. First game, I think I ended up losing. Or no, I think I won the first game, and I had some punishes on some of the stuff that Vicey can do in terms of like dealing with some of the V trigger, and so I think that kind of got me home in that first game. Now the second game, he did end up taking, and it was just a slow grind out pace, and then he was able to kind of get some maul on him there, and I lost that game. Yeah, man. Like I said, I really don't know what to say because it just happened on stream, and it's kind of really hard to think about it without having like the replay in front of me. But what a day, guys. This is really the first time that I've actually done something like this. I've been competing for a while, and to see this happen to me, it's crazy. Just a couple months ago, I was placing top 25 at CEO, and I was always getting good feedback on my gameplay from other people. I don't know, like today just something just clicking. I really felt that I could make top 8. Man, all that training, that's the 60 hours that I put in, like not only these past 2 weeks, but like all the training, all the time that I've been playing has definitely started to finally pay off, and I'm happy to put it together. Now, I don't play again until 2 p.m. tomorrow, so yeah, I need some sleep to recharge the mental so I can prep for my top 8 debut. I'm so excited, guys. I'm so excited that you guys got to come along with me in the journey. Okay, already, it's day 3. I mean, I don't know if you guys can kind of hear me because it's kind of loud. I walked into the venue because we are just about getting ready to start top 8 pretty soon. Yeah. So, yeah. Top 8 starts at 2 p.m. It's now like 1:30, so I had to come down and prepare myself because I will be playing Brian F on stream on the main stage. And this right here, the main stage. Look at it. It's beautiful, baby. This is where I'm going to be playing up here. My first official top 8. I'm really excited on what's going to be happening. So I'm going to kind of get warmed up, and we'll check back in, and hopefully we'll have some good results about whether we stay in winners. They gave us free Astro headset. Hold on. You lying? No, we ain't lying. No. They said we got free. It's my birthday, yo. Free Astro headset for talking. It actually is Rodney's birthday today. Don't give it to him.
Oh, why not? It ain't his birthday. It is not today.
Man, guys, we did it. We just qualified at Texas Showdown for winners finals by beating Brian F 3-2. So the match we ended up playing was Ibuki versus Oro. Now, a bit of a backstory for this matchup was I knew nothing about Oro, really nothing, nada. So I had to, the night of, watch some footage to kind of see how you play the character in neutral, talk to some people to piece together a game plan that I was effectively able to execute in that matchup. So the game plan that I had going into this matchup was very, very simple. That was, I was determined not to get robbed by Tengen Stone. And so I was doing things to try to mitigate that V trigger. So for example, I was trying to build my V trigger faster so I can pop my V trigger because Ibuki is +2 on block. So you either spend a resource or not. I was trying to use more like EX kunais and stuff like that to get him to kind of V reverse, so I didn't do that. And when he did pop V trigger, I was like, yo, I'm taking every throw because if I tech once, I'm going to die from this character. And so I pretty much took every throw because I had built up such a life lead while I was playing in neutral that I could just say, screw it, I'm taking every throw. It doesn't matter. The throws are inconsequential. It's easier to eat that much throw than eating Oro killing you for 70%. And so that literally was my game plan. That's what I did. I was effectively able to execute it. So we got 2 more matches. Like, I'm kind of happy, but for me, the job isn't done.
The job's not finished.
Celebrate when finished. Like, I'm literally on that type of energy where it was a good win, but For me, it's more about finishing and securing the job. That is what I'm looking to do. Finish the job and win.
Oh, look at that. First medal, baby.
Alright, so as you guys can saw, I got a medal. Unfortunately, what that means is I did not take first place. I ended up bowing out in third place. Winners finals, I ended up losing just a kid 3-0. Bookie versus Jury. I feel like in that set I was pretty close, but it's just like I wasn't aware of certain things and I didn't put those in my mind that kind of led to like momentum shifting snowballs. The big thing being the EX flip kicks into Jury's V trigger activate, which then led to him kind of getting on top of me and being able to run his gameplay. Now losers, man, this run right here, I had to play against Punk. Punk is consistently one of the best, and so this is the second time that I played against someone in that caliber, but this time it was under different circumstances. So Punk ended up playing Ryu, and he ended up clean sweeping me 3-0. Like playing him, it's not like I froze or anything like that. It was just like I didn't have the experience in that situation where I'm playing a player of that caliber to qualify for grand finals, and it definitely was a big part of the reason for the sweep. Earlier in the set, I was forcing a lot of issues, so I had to kind of slow it down, which I was able to do later eventually, but by then it was officially too late, and he just got me. The losing part does suck, but I can take something for this to use this to not only continually get better, but hopefully by the end of the year we can at least qualify for Capcom Cup. So that's the goal. That's what my plans are, is to qualify for Capcom Cup. I believe I can do it. This event showed me that I'm on that level, but there's like some small tweaks I need to do to be able to push a little bit further, which I'm going to do. So yeah, the grind never stops, guys. We're going to continue to do, and hopefully we'll get better. Until then, remember the 2 greatest commandments of all. Love the Lord God with all your heart. Love your neighbor as yourself. Peace out, guys. And I'm out. I got a medal.